Welcome back, guys, to the third episode of Midnight Sesh podcast.
The third episode.
Third episode. My name is Moises,
My name is Sladro.
and this is it, guys. Today, what we got going on is smoking on some sweet booty juice kush. We got it from a homie
Ooh,
named Wilson.
Wilson
I know he wants to be plugged, so make sure to follow him at the Bay Wilson.
at the Bay Wilson on Instagram.
There you go. There you go. How's
Or
everybody doing?
How
are
he
you
likes
doing?
to go by, also fucking sicko. I'm good. You know, it's been a pretty chill week. Pretty cool that we got this thing running and going right now, and have some friends listening in. So shout out to everybody who's listened to the first episode, the first two episodes. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to you guys, because we just trying to get this popping, trying to get it off the floor. Make sure you guys are sharing with everybody you know. That includes everybody, literally. I mean, I want to hear, I want to have some people talking about, I'm 65 and I love this shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? You're cool, man.
You know what? Yeah, I want to hear somebody say, like, you know what? When I was like 20, I used to listen to this podcast called The Midnight Sesh, Like, and it was like, yeah, it was just these two guys, and like, we're those two guys?
I don't know about Pedro, but I'm a man
We're
who
the-
is a guy.
That's what he says. Nah, yeah. What about you, bro? How you been?
It's been cool. Work has been busy because it's peak season and whatnot. So that's kind of it. That's what's been taking up my time. Peak season, you know what that's like, man.
It's the time of the year where everybody's ordering their shit for the gifts and the celebrations of the ends of the years.
It is, man. Can I say something real quick about that, actually?
Yeah.
Christmas is not about presents, okay, guys? So stop buying shit, man. Just enjoy the time y'all got with your families, your friends. Don't worry so much about what he's going to get me, what should I get them, like, share the moment, man, because that's really what Christmas is about, I feel.
But don't forget to buy me something.
Well, I mean, if you're going to buy people stuff, I mean, I'm size PS5, so make sure you write that down.
Yeah, I'm size PS5 and I take the CD one. Fuck the digital.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just take the size anything because I just want a PS5. To everybody listening, I have had an Xbox One since it came out.
He's lacking.
And I'm lacking. I've only owned, and not me officially, but I've owned as a family member, I think a PS2 and a PS1, but never anything else above that.
Hey, do you ever feel like people only get an Xbox because it's American made? Like the same kind of reason why people only get an iPhone?
I want to say no. I mean, I'm sure there is that one group, but I don't think that's the main reason why.
Because I remember when the Xbox was hot, like the 360, and then
360 was fine.
then the PlayStation came back up with the PS4, and now I kind of like look at Xbox. I mean, I'm just like, what are they doing? Why are people playing on here? Like, what are you playing on here? Is what I want to know.
Not exclusives.
Because on the PlayStation, you just walk into the store and they have like just so many different games and just like thousands of games you could just get, and they weren't even like the big, like not even like the big titled games would even still be the fun games on the PlayStation. Like Xbox, I feel focus more on those big title games or big graphic games.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I think it just comes down to people just deciding on what they feel like is better or what they grew up on. Meaning that, like, if you had the 360 when it first came out as a kid, you're like, yes, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
So when they updated it and the Xbox One came out, and they're like, I have to get that because it's like a newer, updated version of the 360.
I'm just saying, I haven't seen anything online that says we can't find the Xbox at the store.
No, now there is. So at first, before the PS5 came out, I also did not hear anything about the Xbox going out of stock.
Yeah.
But with the PS5 out, now for whatever reason you can't seem to find an Xbox anywhere.
It's probably because they can't find the PS5, so it's
That's
like,
it.
I guess I'll get the Xbox.
So they just buy the
and
Xbox,
then I'll return it.
and then when I find the PS5.
Yeah, I want to return this for the PlayStation 5.
If you're doing that, that's just a waste of time and money, man.
You should have just got the. You should have just waited.
You should have just waited. Are you planning to get the PS5 or the Xbox?
PS5 for sure. Cause
PS5 for sure. Why?
everybody's-
Why that over the Xbox?
I mean, to me, just like if you look at all the hardware specs and stuff like that, like I'm not too techie about it or know too much about that, but that I've seen, there's like not much of a difference besides maybe the loading part for like I think it's like the SSD for the PlayStation 5 that supposedly lets you just get to your game faster, but I mean, Xbox has a pretty similar thing, but supposedly, like that's like the main thing for the PlayStation, just like the loading time for getting into your game. So I mean, like, and just watching those reviews and videos I've seen about it, I mean, it looks pretty cool to me. And the haptic feedback on the remote, I like playing the those shooting games, the first-person shooter games. So definitely that's a plus for me.
I don't like shooter games.
Yeah, so I mean,
I don't like shooter games.
I mean, that's
So me who don't like shooter games, what do you recommend me buying?
I mean, that's just up to whatever other kind of games you play. Like I just played. Those are like some of the games I play. I also play just like a lot of open world games or just any games with just some really good, like GTA. You're gonna be on GTA, so I mean, you're gonna be able to feel the difference of the guns on there. So I mean, I'm pretty sure, and it's free. You get GTA 5 for free on the PlayStation.
For free. GTA 5. When did that come out again?
Like 6 years ago now.
6 years. Oh my goodness. Come on, Rockstar. When y'all gonna update and give us the GTA 6? Actually, scratch that. When y'all gonna stop fucking around and give us Bully 2, man? I want Bully 2. If you don't never played Bully, you're missing out. That game is freaking fun.
Classic.
And it deserves a sequel. Give us a sequel, man. Come on.
I think I got to like a good point of the game, but I never finished it. But I fucked with it. I liked the concept of it. It was definitely like
It was different.
it was GTA, but like for kids at the same time, kinda. But you couldn't get in a car.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get in cars, but you do have like bikes and skateboards and go karts.
Yeah.
The go kart's the funnest part.
Yeah.
You gotta do a whole bunch of races for that. It's crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'm still waiting on what people are saying about the PS5. I mean, the rumor or some things people are saying about the Xbox is that thing is smoking when it turns on.
I saw videos. I saw videos of that happening.
So I mean, do I want my Xbox smoking?
I mean,
Maybe not.
I'm smoking. So
Not like that.
We gonna be smoking together. If anything, I might just fuck around and pass the blunt to the Xbox.
That's
and
what
it's gonna pass it back.
That's what it'd be like. But I mean, I don't know. I'll see. We'll see how it goes. It just came out. The PlayStation just came out. I haven't heard too many people say anything like about their PlayStation. They all like it. What it sounds like. So I mean, like, we shall see.
We shall see. We shall see.
Yeah, bro. But crazy thing that I was just thinking about. Well, that I seen. I don't know if you heard about it, but it's like this monolith that's like showed up.
Ooh, the one in was it Utah?
Yeah, Utah.
What is that?
And then it like disappeared.
It did not.
Yeah.
What?
So
I did not hear that second part.
Yeah.
It disappeared.
Yeah, so I guess it's just vanished overnight or something, and then like what I've heard is that it disappeared, and then like a few days later, like just today, it showed up in Romania, but it's like a whole different one because this one has like these weird like circle, like scribbly lines around it.
I have not heard anything about this happening. I
But
did
so-
hear about the Utah one though.
But supposedly also, the one that I saw like another video about it on YouTube where like the news did like a report on it, and supposedly some photographer guy was there waiting at night like just taking photos, waiting for it to like everybody, all the crowd people to disappear. And he said he got to like take photos of it for like an hour, and then after like that hour, like a group of people showed up, and they came in and they're like, "Oh yeah, I hope you got enough photos," and they literally just pushed the monolith down and took it. So
Was
that's
this
like
in Romania?
no, this is the one in Utah. Like that's how
Oh,
it
so it
disappeared.
didn't actually disappear.
Yeah,
Some people came and took it.
according to the news and to that guy who saw it all, he said that they just came and took it. And the thing that I kind of don't believe is in the news he didn't have any photos of them pushing it, and the photo that they were showing on that news report was blurred.
Wow, of course it was.
So I mean, like, why wouldn't you have provided a photo of that?
Yeah.
And I mean, like the other thing is like people were just connecting it to some conspiracy theories where aliens were the ones bringing this thing down. And I mean, I heard about it when it first came out, but I wasn't skeptical about like maybe aliens were doing it. Maybe I don't know. I think it was just some people doing like a prank on the world, especially because it's 2020. So like, how crazier can 2020 get? Oh, a monolith shows up out of nowhere and then just teleports to Romania.
When was it that they took it away?
I mean, I think it disappeared like maybe 2 3 days ago, and then just now it just showed up.
Oh, okay. Because I had also seen, um, I don't remember exactly where, but I saw a video that people went out and hiked the mountains to find it, and they actually did find it. And so they like were hiking, and then they found it in person, and then just did the social media thing, posted it, and then just left. So I'm interested that they just took it away like that.
I mean, that's what I'm just saying. Like, to me, it just sounds like, I don't know, it doesn't sound real to me. It sounds like people are just messing around. And then maybe they knew somebody in Romania or something like that. I was like, bro, what if we just create these two monoliths and just you put yours there first and I put mine there? And the thing is, these two monoliths are like in places that people would have never showed up because the first time, like the way they found the first one is a group of pilots who like go out, I forget, somewhere in Utah. I forget what their job is, but they're supposed to go out and like look for things out there. And they were flying around and they found the monolith. So that's how it was found. So I mean, and it was like in an area where people probably would have never found it. But like even then, like people who when they did find it, they didn't really know where it was at. So when people were trying to like go to it, they were just getting lost or end up going to like the wrong place. But there would be cars and cars full of people like showing up there. So even this other one looks like it's just like the one in Romania looks like it's just somewhere random also. Like maybe it's like in a location that people would find if they were walking, maybe for a while, but like it's not something you would just drive to. It's somewhere you would have to walk to.
That's interesting, man. I don't know. Do you think it was aliens? Well, you already said that you thought it was a prank, so.
It just seems like a prank to me. It seems like whoever's planning this or whoever's doing this is just pranking the world.
Okay, but what if it's not and it is actual aliens? What are you gonna do next?
Well, I mean, if it is real aliens, I mean, what are they saying and what are they doing this for? Is what I want to know.
Good
Like,
questions. Good questions.
what does it mean? Because I mean, there's no writing on it, and they said it was hollow.
What?
Yeah, like
Didn't
the
they?
thing was,
Wasn't it like 7 feet tall or something?
yeah, but it's
Oh my
like
god.
the inside is not. I don't think it was like thick or anything like that. I think it was just thin. So there really wasn't like, it wasn't heavy at all. That's
Yeah.
why they were. That's why supposedly the guys were able to push it so easily.
Wow.
Otherwise, if it was like all steel, like full, like that would have been way harder to take down
Yeah, that's true.
and probably way harder to put up.
Wow, I'm kind of like mind blown right now because, like, if it's just a prank, then good job. You guys definitely had some time on your hands because 2020 has just been that year where you have so much time on your hands. But
I mean, there's been ones from a long time ago where people would say they found like bones of giants, and it was basically just like an artist who created this giant bone and put it somewhere and then dug it up and then pretended that like he found something, and then after a while, that he like after talking to like the news reports or whatever, he's like, nah, I was just fake. I just made this like thing and made it all up. So I mean, that's kind of why I
Why
don't
do you think
believe it.
people do that? Do you think it's just for the clout? They just want the clout. They're like, I need to do this. I'm gonna blow up, and then I'm gonna do this, or what? What do
They
you think?
probably, I mean, yeah, that's probably like a good reason behind it because it like kind of boosts that person up. Like, if he's like an artist, he's like, oh, like maybe nobody knows about him, and he's like, you know what I'm gonna do so I can get noticed, make this thing, and then have the news come to me and have like people that I don't know come to me, and now people know me, and he's like, oh, he's an artist, and then they see him, and then they find out that he's makes all this other art, and he's like, cool, I want to hire you for this, or I want to buy this from you now. I mean,
Wow.
that's like my only thing. I mean, that's just an example because that guy was an artist. But I mean, for other people, it's probably just to be,
Clout
found.
chasers.
Yeah,
Stop clout chasing, y'all. Come on, it's 2020.
that's just my opinion on that. But at the end of it, it could just be another conspiracy theory, and then it could just be a joke.
That is very, very true. Ooh, I got a burp. I'm not gonna actually do it though. Burp.
Yeah. But yeah, guys. I mean, what is it that I don't know. I don't know where I'm trying to go with that.
Do you guys believe in aliens? And if so, do you guys believe the aliens put this? What is it called? A monolith?
The monolith.
Monolith there.
Are aliens putting things down? Are they talking to us again? Are
They-
we relevant?
They're probably just like, hey guys, here's this. Figure it out. We'll be back in like 30 years. And if, oh, check this out. What if that's what they did, right?
Yeah.
They came back in 30 years, and if we cracked the code on it, we were able to, or we would be able to, then communicate with them.
Ooh.
Interesting. Think about that, guys.
Ooh.
Think about that.
I mean, that would be like a crazy thing, honestly.
I'm not saying that that's actually what's it, but I'm just saying that if it were to be true, I thought of it first, so y'all owe me my money.
Yo, him is money. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Let's see. Let's see what everybody else here is thinking.
We
You
have
know?
to just wait and see. But moving on, I had asked you to listen to the new Bad Bunny album. Yes, we are bringing back Bad Bunny once again. Tell me, my good sir, what did you think? Before you answer, let me just say this. My man Slater over here, even though Spanish should be his first language, it's not really. So just the fact that you sat down and listened to a full album in all Spanish like that, what was that like? Like, what was that experience of you like? I'm not saying that you didn't understand every word, but when you're like listening to it, especially since he's not Mexican, Slater and I are Mexican, so our Spanish is different from his. And there's even words that he says that I'm like,
Yeah.
I kind of understand what he's saying, but because of how he said it, and then because he's trying to sing and everything, it's kind of hard to understand it sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
what was that? What was that experience like?
I mean, even then, I feel like with the words that I just didn't I mean, like how you were just saying, there's words that he was just saying that he might be saying that we say differently or that I just didn't understand. I mean, it didn't sound like strange to me. I was kind of just already expecting it just because I've already heard some of his music, and then there's even just growing up hearing other artists before him that were singing like that or sounded like that. So I mean, it wasn't like anything different to me, at least.
Did you like the album so far from what you've listened?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I would listen to it. I listened to it like 3 times because I was really just trying to get what he was like singing and talking about and try to understand it. So I mean, like, that was a computer, guys. I got a virus. Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I liked what he was like. Some of the songs that he put on there, and some of the other ones are just. I mean, I was just like, I didn't make sense to me, but I mean,
In what sense?
that's everybody's opinion.
But in what sense did it not make sense to you?
I mean, The thing that I notice about Hispanic music a lot too is like when they're talking about like the person they used to be with, like their ex, there's like they're always madly in love or still want their ex back. And to me that doesn't make any sense. Like I don't like that kind of music. Not even that kind of music, but those kind of lyrics are just like don't like what maybe don't make me want to listen to it because I'm just like if you really missed your ex or missed somebody that bad, why aren't you with that person?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of times when it comes to certain lyrics like that,
Yeah.
it's more in the sense of like the person who's singing is the one that got hurt, and even though they still want to be with them and they love them, the other person just was either like cheated on them or just like left them because they didn't want to be with them no more. You know, it's more. I think it's more in that lane than the other lane.
That makes sense.
Unless, um, actually, that doesn't make sense because if you've heard what's the song called?
What song?
It's an old school song, Don Omar, Romeo Santos. I can't think of it now, but I know the song. I was gonna say it's kind of like that, but it's not because that's about a best friend cheating, or no, a best friend's wife cheating with the best friend, and everyone just knows it besides like the husband, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just so crazy.
Yeah, I mean that makes more sense to me because when I was hearing it, I was kind of just thinking like, you know, like to me what it sounds like. I wasn't even thinking of like him being the one who's broken. I was just thinking about like you know him leaving that person, like whoever leaving that person. Because I asked my sister Leslie, I was like, hey, did you listen to the new Bad Bunny album? And she was like, yeah, I did. She's like, it almost made me call my ex, you know. And I
Yeah.
was like, what? Like,
I feel like they should say that all the time, regardless, because
yeah.
like anytime you hear a sad song, you're like, oh, my ex, you know. But
Yeah. But I mean, that's like the other reason why I kind of was like if you really, if that song really makes you think about your ex like that, then why aren't you with your ex? Like, I don't know. That's what it made sense to me, you know? But I mean,
I can see where you're coming from. I can see where you're coming from.
at the end, I still liked it, you know? Like, he had other songs on there too. Like, the one that I really liked was, uh, something about pobreza. Like,
Oh, maldita pobreza.
yeah.
Pobreza.
I mean,
That song was fire.
I fuck with that one.
But you know what's ironic about that?
Huh.
That he made a song about being poor, and then his merch is like $115 per item.
Yeah.
It's like what? We out here poor too, Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
true. That's what I was thinking. Like, I mean, but like when I was listening to it, the way like how you were just saying right now, like with the whole like being the person who got broken up with, like what I was thinking is like, you know, maybe that's how he was feeling, or maybe that's how he felt when he was poor, and he had his girl, and he's like, I wish I could take this girl out and do something crazy with her, you know, but I can't do that, you know, and I'm at that stage. Like I'm young and I want to go out and do something too, but like, maldita pobreza, bro.
That 9 to 5 ain't doing it, man. This 9 to 5 is not what's up. Cause same. You got any favorite tracks on the actual album?
That was on the album.
I know. Well, so that's your only favorite song?
I mean, I like that one. The last Christmas song that he has at the end, like that little Christmas jingle. I fuck with that. This other one called like La Noche de Anoche was pretty good.
Booker T.
Oh, Booker T,
That-
yeah.
That beat, oh my god.
Yeah, that one had me dead. I was
He
like, wait, what's
going
this one
in.
called? I was
He
like,
going in.
Booker T. And why? Tell me why when I thought of Booker T, I was thinking of WWE also.
That's why you got the name from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking, but I didn't want to be wrong. I was like, did he fuck with Booker T?
I don't know if he like was one of his favorite or whatever, but I think he liked him enough to make a song kind of with using his name and whatnot.
That's because he knew that guy, Booker T. Like, if you don't know, but he was like this guy, and I remember every time he would come in with like a crown
Yeah,
and a like a king's robe or
yeah,
whatever.
like
you know?
yeah.
So
And
he
it's
felt
funny because in the song he actually has like a line kind of saying something about him being a king.
yeah, like Booker T always like, and to me now that I'm thinking about it, Booker T always felt like he was a king. So I feel like that's kind of why he fucked with him too, because even if people didn't think he was a king, he still felt himself like that, you know?
That's fire.
Yeah. So I was like, that's pretty cool.
Have you heard like the other two that he dropped this year?
Which ones?
Well, the first one he dropped was in like March, I think, and that was Yo hago lo que me da la gana, and then maybe like I almost want to say June, but
Hmm.
I'm probably wrong on that. Was Las que no iban a salir. So this was actually his third project he dropped this year,
Nah. I mean, I don't think so.
bro. I'm sure you've heard songs here and there, cause I mean I play it, Leslie
Yeah.
plays it, like everybody around us plays it, but just it's hitting back,
Mm,
cushioning back. But the cool thing about Yo hago lo que me da la gana was that the whole like concept of it was so like just detailed and like he really sat down and was like, I really do whatever the fuck I want.
yeah.
I want to make this album and I'm gonna release songs as I'm making them, and then also just the concept of like having this little kid, just because if you look it up on YouTube, just like the album in
Hmm.
itself, he has a video basically for each song, and all the video is it's like this little kid from the very beginning listening to the album. Every single song is just this little dude
I
in
think I
his
remember watching that with you.
in his room, and he's just listening to the album, just gigging.
Yeah.
I have never seen that, so
Yeah.
it was just so cool to see it happen,
Hmm.
and I was just like, yo, like, why has no one ever done something like this?
Yeah.
So it's just the fact that he did it, like, it was just like, yes,
That's filthy.
he's really out here, you know.
Yeah. It's
Even
new. It's different.
even to the people who don't like Bad Bunny, and you're like a Latinx, Chicano, Hispanic, any of that, like he's representing for the community,
Hmm.
and that's just super cool, regardless if you like him or not.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I remember watching that. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool too. I mean, I don't really listen to that kind of music, but just even watching whatever that little snippet that I was here for, like that was pretty cool. Like when I saw it, I thought it was just like a scene, because sometimes like people will post like their whole album like that,
Yeah.
and it's just like a photo or maybe like a little video that just keeps rewinding and rewinding, just
Oh
the
yeah,
same
yeah,
thing over and over again. You know, like he could have just done it like that, but it's literally the kid moving around in his room also.
yeah.
Yeah, so that I mean that was pretty cool.
Supposedly, this is also his last album, so he said he's retiring from music.
Hmm.
I personally think that's cap. He is lying, but only because I've heard plenty of other artists also say the same thing,
Yeah.
and they have still continuously made music. Which
Just
again,
I
what
mean,
is
think about it. Justin Bieber said he was retired, and then he dropping more music again, and then
so? What do you think? What do you think the word retirement means to these artists?
Well, what I think is like Justin Bieber was young. Bad Bunny is young. Like, what is he, like 30 something, if anything?
I don't know.
And like, when he first started, he probably like was like, oh yeah, this is hella dope. I'm doing it. I'm making my own music and stuff like that. And he's really big. He made it really big, but he's still really young. So at the same time, like being young, you probably get bored and tired of doing something over and over, and you're just like, wait, I'm young as hell. I still want to like chill or go do something and stuff like that. And maybe he might not be thinking like that, or maybe he does. I mean, if he's like smart, maybe he wants to expand and do something else outside of music for a little bit, and then return back like maybe 5 years from now or something like that. Who knows? Like it's probably not. I don't believe it's his last album either, because what I'm thinking is that Bad Bunny's like, planning to do something else or just take some time, because he either realizes it or just feels like, he doesn't want to keep making music or if he doesn't want to keep creating music while he's bored of like working or something like that, or like
Fair.
while he's young.
Yeah.
Like he wants to go and do something else also.
So I just looked it up, and he's only 26.
Ooh, he's young. Damn, he's 2 years older than me.
26. His birthday is March 10th.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's young, bro. Like he really could be thinking out, just wanting to go do something else. Cause like you said, I don't believe that he's gonna just end it like
Just
that.
retired.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just music is just really fun to make. So from like the very start, if you're making a beat, all the way to the very end when you're writing the actual lyrics for it, that's just it just seems fun, you know. And I'm sure it's like a lot of work,
Yeah.
but at the end, it just wow, you know, it's just I feel like all the artists they all have that same feeling of like when someone says, "Yo, like I really like this song," or like if you're just standing, let's say you're walking on the sidewalk, just on the street,
Mhm.
and a car passes by playing your song.
Yeah.
That would like make anybody feel like, "Oh, what? Like
Mhm.
they're bumping my shit." So that feeling, you know, they just wanna always low key kind of keep that feeling.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, so what's like your whole thing about him like not finishing, or I mean, being retired? Like, do you think he'll come back? Do you think what do you think he's doing?
I think he's gonna chill for at least like a year or two. Well, I mean, if he goes on, if COVID chills out by around next year or whatever,
Yeah.
he's more than likely gonna go on tour. But
Mhm.
if COVID does not chill out, everybody wear your mask, social distance, then he's obviously not gonna be able to.
Yeah.
I think he's just gonna wait it out. Once COVID is over, he's probably drop like another album or something.
Yeah.
Or I'm sure even between that time, depending on how long COVID lasts, he'll drop more music. And then once he actually goes on that last tour, then maybe I could be like, okay, he's probably gonna be chilling for like the next 10 years or something,
Ooh.
or even not even that, cause like all the old school reggaeton artists back in the day,
Yeah.
they like all been chilling. Last I can remember, and I'm sure they still make music. I just don't really look out for it like that because they don't drop frequently.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, last time I heard, it was like I almost want to say 2013. You know,
Oh,
like I know
damn.
like Daddy Yankee started coming back and whatnot, but he hasn't really dropped like that, like that.
Yeah. 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 Damn.
So I kind of feel like that's what's gonna happen, but it all really comes down to COVID. If no one can go on tour, then all these artists are gonna be like starving to go on tour. You know?
That's crazy. What's crazy too is like the whole concerts. Like this is like related to like concerts and stuff like that. But like I watched this video where they did like a science, like an experiment on these like group of people to go to a concert, and they did like three different. It was like the same person they're gonna be watching, but they had like three different scenarios set up for those people. Uh, so like three of those, I was trying to like hit this thing and talk. So I was like, what should I do? Hit it or talk it?
Both of them.
Yeah, but I mean like so the first scenario, they had like people pretty much all close together, but still with their mask on and stuff like that, and they were all watching the guy perform and all that. And then the second one was like spaced out, so they were like a little bit like more spaced out, and it was the same guy, same everything, same scenario, but this time they're all spaced out. And then they had like a third scenario where everybody's like fully spaced out, and like basically you kind of have like your own big square to yourself, and some of the findings that they found was like the more far away people were separated, the more like kind of like louder, or not even louder, but the more they enjoyed the concert. So like when they were closer together, people weren't like cheering or clapping as much. But like
Oh, I see what you
when
mean,
when they
and
were
I
when
understand
they
that
were separated
100%.
further away, they were like more like dancing and grooving around and clapping and
It's because
actually
there's
enjoying it.
weirdos out there. That's why. On top of that, it's just it sucks. Well, it doesn't suck because, a, I'm one of the people that kind of loves when it's super crowded and you're just jumping around, but I hate it because it's freaking gross. It's like
Yeah.
everyone's sweaty, like anything can just fall on you. Like that's COVID nation right there.
Yeah.
So I understand 100% why more people kind of were jumping around and like doing what you're supposed to do when you're at a concert. You know, you're supposed to be enjoying live music, not like
Mhm.
don't be like Snapchatting everything, recording everything. Like live in that moment of you just seeing this artist live. Obviously, take your pictures and your videos and whatnot. But
Yeah.
like what I started doing, I think after I saw a video with Tyler the Creator's talking about the same thing, just people on their phones. I was like, damn, like that was kind of me. You know, that's what I kind of been doing.
Yeah.
So from here on out, I'm gonna just kind of just keep it to a minimum and let me just listen to live music and really just soak in this live performance. You
Yep.
know, because it was like I don't remember if it was Tyler the Creator or if it was another artist. They were saying that like they hated it because it made it to them made like it made it them seem to them. Wait, no, I don't know why that sentence was really hard just now. It made it seem to them that they were just singing or performing to a whole bunch of phones and cameras,
That's
not
crazy.
not to human beings,
Yeah.
you know.
Uh-huh.
So they were just pissed off and they're like, "Nah, this is done."
Yeah.
So like, that's what enjoy the music, man.
Yeah.
I forgot why I even brought that up or why I kind of went on a tangent there. But the whole, I'm lit right now. Sweet booty juice, Kush is fire, y'all.
This shit.
And
is
make
crazy.
sure that if you guys have not rolled up or you haven't started smoking, get on that, man. Come on, we finished this already. I'm about to roll another one.
Hitting something up. Yeah, bro. I mean, the whole reason I brought up the whole concert thing is like
Experiment. That's what I was gonna say.
the whole like that. They were kind of just trying to see like which way was going to be better. Like the main thing they wanted to learn from that was for the like the virus that's going on. They're trying to figure out like what places were people touching the most. So they like literally checked every single thing and like checked their for any like fingerprints or places that people were touching. So like when they set up future concerts, they kind of like have like a set of rules or set of something to follow so they can keep like the best, they can get people from going into the concert and they can also have the best form of not spreading the virus within that whole whatever place they have it at. That was like the main purpose of like that video. It wasn't just like the part where I was just saying how they learned that the people were having more
enjoy it
fun
more.
when they were like farther away. But I mean, like the whole thing about that too is I feel like how concerts are gonna be like from now on, like especially with this whole pandemic.
I don't know why, but I feel like right now concerts, if they decide to somehow find a solution for it and actually run them, it's gonna be something like that, like those experiments. But once there's a vaccine and COVID is kind of like died out, it's gonna go right back to normal
Yeah,
because I don't know. That's just how people are. At least people in the United States.
it's just like not even just concerts, but I mean really big gatherings like football games. Like
Bro,
now when I'm no like now when I'm watching like a TV show, like how how we were watching yesterday some movie or some
we
show
watched
Survivor.
Survivor.
And there was all those people in that one little tent or place whatever they were in, and I'm just like, bro, that looks so foreign because that looks like people because people haven't been doing that, and when you watch it on TV, there's like just like the host or just one person like playing, or even just in the soccer games, there's just the teams playing and nobody else in the stands. Like that's literally watching something on TV that they would do that before. It looks so foreign. It just like looks like were we actually doing that? Like we were actually not that long ago. We were actually having groups of people just hanging around with each other. And right now, we can't even be in rooms like that.
Yeah, which is yeah, that's what's happening. I feel like I said, until there's a vaccine and the COVID dies out, that's what it's gonna be like.
Mm-hmm.
But once it's over, bro, and people are like not worried about COVID,
Yeah, it'll go back
immediately, bro. Immediately, like we're gonna wake up tomorrow and it's everything normal. There's a million people in one room that only fits like 500,000.
So like that just gave me like an idea. So basically, like humans, we're just be like, once we get rid of this deadly thing that's been going on, we're just like, fuck it, go back to doing what we were
Just
doing
keep
before.
yeah, act like it never happened.
Yeah.
Or if it did, we beat it. But now at least we got our lives back.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's crazy. And then it's crazy how we just take that little thing of like, for like we don't even appreciate it.
Yeah, but maybe also with America, they're probably just doing it because they're being forced to. So if the government wasn't telling them to social distance and stay home,
Mm-hmm.
they would probably still be out, and they would.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Isn't it a little crazy that I was like conspiracy theory that I was thinking about? Isn't it crazy how in Washington or like even in the whole United States or like anywhere else, we're told to like, everything is closed. And we shouldn't be like, gathered up, but it's being at the malls are open, you can go and shop there. So I mean like basically they're saying like you don't be out like to crowd it together unless you're spending money, type of thing, you know?
That's America for you.
Because there's just so much things that like, what if it is like the whole conspiracy theory is like it's just like the government's just trying to make money and separate the people.
I can see that.
Yeah,
And I would believe it.
but like I don't know. That's just an idea that I was thinking, but you know, anytime I think about like government conspiracy theories, like those types of things, I'm just like, nah. But I'm just like, wait.
But wait.
It could low key be true though, honestly. Like, cause at the end, who's to stop any of those things that's really going on unless you really work in there? And then if you work in there, you have to have some kind of level of authority to do something, you know?
Yeah.
Because other than
Or
that, it's
else
like,
you become a whistleblower and they kill you.
yeah,
And that's on baby.
we need a government for the government.
We need a government for the no, because then the government is gonna become like the government.
That's the people, bro.
Oh well, then the people can't be the government. The people have to stay the people while there is a government that we control as people.
Me and Moy will control it.
I mean, what y'all want? Put it on the list. I'll make sure to get to it.
Yeah, honestly, just if we started a government, just put it on the list, bro. Put it on the list. And once we get to it, we get to it.
But realize that once we get to it and it seems it's like it's not it, we're not doing it.
This guy says he wants a law to protect dogs from, I don't know, something crazy.
Well, actually, right now they're passing. What was it? I think it was in California. They're passing a law. They voted on a law where I feel like I'm wrong, but where it made it illegal. No, wait. They're trying to legalize or illegalize pit bulls. Like you were not allowed to have them.
Yeah.
Like if you had a pit bull, that's like a fine or like you go to jail.
You can't.
I think that was the law. I could be
What?
wrong. Yeah, you should look that up. But I swear they voted on that.
So they
You should go to what's that website called that I was looking at the whole election.
I got no idea.
You got no idea.
No.
We're gonna take a quick little pause, guys, and we'll BRB.
Hang on, guys. Sorry, guys. We're back.
I had to go take a shit, guys. Sorry, but anyways, I couldn't find the website while I was taking a shit. But oh well. Just know that that's fucked up because all dogs are dogs, and only people actually make the dogs mean.
The laws.
Because I have never like had a dog, and I've had plenty of dogs throughout my childhood.
Yeah.
They were all nice.
Okay.
They were like none of them like ever really were aggressive.
But you ever have a pit bull?
I did not, but
Yeah.
I still don't think if I had a pit bull it'd be aggressive. I
Okay.
think you turn them aggressive.
Yeah. I think that's true. Sounds about right.
Yeah. But anyways, on to something else because I actually want to play a little versus.
Yeah. I never heard about this
Versus.
game, but for the people, Moy, can you explain what the game is and how you play it?
Versus. Well, it's just that's what they called it because of quarantine. Everybody
Mhm.
was inside.
Mm-hmm.
They were just at home. Like, you know what? What if we had Lil Wayne versus Birdman? Who would win in the battle?
Mm-hmm.
And it just started this whole conversation. And they've had plenty of verses. Did you see any of them?
Nah, I didn't even hear about it.
I saw a couple of them. I just don't remember who versus who. I know. The one with Nelly was good.
Yeah.
Did 50 Cent have one? Nah, I don't think he did. The one that just came out was with Jeezy, I think. That one was pretty cool too.
Okay.
But ours is gonna be a little bit different. Instead of music artists, we are gonna be doing Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon.
Ooh. Okay.
So, first one,
Uh-huh.
Dexter's Laboratory
Mm-hmm.
versus Jimmy Neutron.
Damn.
What you got? What you got? Opening statements.
For Dexter, honestly, he was a boy genius, and you know he never had to brain blast his way. He just always just had the idea right away.
That is true, but Dexter never or was put into situations like Jimmy Neutron,
Like what kind of situations?
and vice versa actually. But like Dexter's laboratory or Dexter never fought no aliens
Yeah.
who try to kidnap his parents.
Mm, I mean, not that I can remember, but I'm pretty sure there may be something close to like that.
And
But he had a movie.
Dexter, yeah, Jimmy Neutron had a movie.
Jimmy Neutron. I don't know if Dexter had a-
That's kind of where like the whole show began,
Yeah.
based off that movie.
Yeah.
So who you going for then?
I mean,
Who
I don't
you giving
know.
the point to?
I would still. I don't know. Honestly, this is like really hard.
You gotta tally it because at the end we're gonna have real results, guys.
Okay. I'm gonna say probably Jimmy Neutron because he got the dog. He got the dog.
You got the dog.
Yeah.
As much as I loved Dexter's Laboratory, when I was watching it, I would always just enjoy every single second of it. But
Yeah.
Jimmy Neutron just had a different feel to it, and it was just I felt connected to that show.
Yeah.
I felt connected to that show, so I'm gonna give it to Jimmy Neutron as well.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Next
Nice.
one is Teen Titans versus Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Ooh. Okay, but look, the other like these are kind of like hard also to do because Teen Titans seemed more dark, and then Avatar: The Last Airbender was more uh light. I would say it's like more like it wasn't as dark as Teen Titans because in Teen Titans like people were actually you know the way they had their villains and stuff like that was like more. I don't know.
Well, they were superheroes.
Yeah, like they're superheroes. So like the way they were fighting and stuff like that, they were having like villains where they're just like people were actually. I mean, even in the Avatar, people were falling in love with each other and stuff like that. But it wasn't as like I feel like it wasn't as it was like more connected to kids where kids could connect to like the Avatar and see it, and then like Teen Titans was like more of like teenagers and stuff like that too, or maybe older kids. Because I mean, little kids liked. I'm not saying little kids didn't like Teen Titans, but at the same time, I feel like the show was since it was like DC, they still try to make it a little bit older for like at least maybe 11 or 10 or 12-year olds and older, you know.
I don't remember if I was ever watching them around the same time,
Yeah.
but I think you're right on like the whole one's darker than the other because it was, and it's from the memories just from me thinking right now.
Mhm.
Anytime I saw Teen Titans, I always loved when they were fighting the bad guy and they were just beating ass, and I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, you know, do that. But then Avatar, it was more when they were fighting. I was more like, yo, like, come on, Aang, like, work him, but work him, like, because, you know, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
I think it was just, like, the bending
Yeah.
of Avatar where I was just like, bro, go ahead, use that water. Go ahead, use that fire. Like, I want to see that, you know?
Yeah.
Versus, like, Teen Titans where it was more them using, like,
Their fists.
fists, and also, like, they had, like, fucking bikes and airplanes, and there's just gadgets and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I am gonna give it to Avatar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say Avatar too, because if I would want to be in the Avatar universe, and I would probably want to be a firebender, but maybe a airbender too.
No,
You know?
I'm out here. I'm Avatar, bro.
You said I'm the Avatar.
Avatar Moy, what's up?
Hell no, he ain't.
Avatar Moy, what's up?
Fuck
Okay,
no,
that's
he
2 for
ain't.
2 for Nickelodeon. All right, next one. This is kind of good one. Samurai Jack versus Danny Phantom.
Samurai Jack versus Danny Phantom. Damn. I feel like I watched more episodes of Danny Phantom than I did of Samurai Jack, but I did rewatch Samurai Jack when the new like the next series that they made for him when he's like trying to escape. So I rewatched the first one just to watch the second one and make it all make sense. But I mean, I don't know. The whole concept of going ghost also was also pretty cool, like with Danny Phantom and I mean, the cool thing about that is like that one, like Danny Phantom, he could kind of take place in the future too, because he's a ghost, and that portal could just take him everywhere. So I mean, there's like those episodes and movies where he was in the future, and even Samurai Jack, he was in the future, and he's a fucking samurai.
What a twist.
Yeah, like Samurai Jack is a samurai in the fucking future, bro.
Yeah.
All he's got is a sword, and everybody else has like these crazy ass weapons, but he's still out there kicking ass.
Yeah, that's fit.
Yeah.
I think for me, we lived the same life, bro, because even though I watched Samurai Jack, I saw so much more episodes of Danny Phantom. Like, that show was interesting. And that goth girl that he was friends with, childhood crush.
Yeah.
So for me, same thing. I'm gonna have to go on Danny Phantom. Nickelodeon, that's 3 on my end.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I mean, yeah, Danny Phantom.
Danny
we're
Phantom.
we're getting the same thing right now.
Yeah.
We're three.
Three
for
for
three.
3, 0. Cartoon Network.
Sorry, Cartoon Network.
Okay.
It's just
Cow.
the old ones.
These are low-key hard because I remember watching a lot of these shows.
If you ask me now, I mean, the shows that Cartoon Network is putting out now would probably win if
Trash.
they were winning. If they were they're good compared to what Nickelodeon's been releasing.
Oh, okay. I see
Yeah.
what you mean.
Like right now.
So, cow and chicken versus cat dog.
Cat, dog, cow, chicken. I don't know, because cow and chicken and cat dog, they all had weird shit going on too. So like, cow and chicken, they were eating ass.
That's it. We got brainwashed, y'all. I don't need ass though.
And then in cat dog, I mean, I always wanted to see a cat dog, so I mean, a cat dog might win for me.
Cat dog for the win on Pedro's side.
You know?
This one's kind of, it's hard, but I enjoyed Cat Dog.
Yeah.
But to me, that show is more just to watch and enjoy a nice little relaxing 30-minute show.
Yeah.
Like, it was just me kicking back, laughing, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas Cow and Chicken,
Uh-huh.
since they were out here just doing random things and just them just being goofballs,
Yeah.
had me dying. So I definitely am going to go with Cow and Chicken. I watched that a lot more, and I laughed a lot more. Cow and Chicken. First one on my end for Cartoon Network.
Ooh.
Oof. You're 4 for 0, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Cartoon Network finally got one.
You got a 4 for 4.
Fo.
Ooh, this one's easy for me. Ed and Eddie
Uh-huh.
versus Rugrats.
Ooh. I mean, Ed and Eddie, they were always scheming and trying to get
They're trying to get that bag.
They're trying to get that bag every day, you know? And I fuck with that. And then Rugrats, it was just some babies that were just doing some adventures and walking around. And, you know, I mean, there wasn't really anything going on. I think Ed and Eddie, because with that one, I definitely laughed way more, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Especially with, what's his name? Ed, the big goofy one. That guy was always funny. And Ralph, my cousin, Kevin. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm honestly, that's going to be my first Cartoon Network pick. Because
Nice.
Ed and Eddie, the Jawbreaker, I always wanted to get one of those too.
Because of that show, same. So did I, man. That Jawbreaker. Where can I find that? I feel like
In
I
25
enjoyed
cents.
Rugrats and everything. But like you said, it was just a bunch of babies on adventures.
Yeah.
Whereas Ed and Eddie, and again, I don't think I saw both of these shows around the same time.
Uh-huh.
So I might have been like, as a kid in a different mindset, you know? So Rugrats when I was younger might have been cooler than like Rugrats when Ed and Eddie came out.
Uh-huh.
But my point's going to go to Ed and Eddie.
Nice. What's the next one, sir?
Let's go. Powerpuff Girls versus Fairly Odd Parents. Or Godparents. Oh no, this is Odd Parents. I always forgot it was odd, not God.
Fairly Odd Parents. I mean, those are two way different shows, because I mean the Powerpuff Girls, it was girls who had powers and they were kicking ass, and then Fairly Odd Parents is about a little boy who could pretty much wish for whatever he wanted, as long as it wasn't breaking the rules and he was doing whatever he wanted. So I mean, I'll, I feel like I watched both a pretty good amount of times, and Powerpuff Girls and Fairly Odd Parents just hit differently if you're trying to watch different things, you know. But I'm about to say Powerpuff Girls because I always remember when they were like they had a movie that released, and they were like Cartoon Network was putting so many commercials out for that, and they were fighting in the big Powerpuff Girl robot together.
Yeah.
Like they went in on that fight,
Yeah.
and the song they had in the background was
Ooh.
crazy. Yeah, so Powerpuff Girls for me.
All right. Well, I was gonna basically we're the same person, bro. Cause I'm. Let me just start off. Yes, Powerpuff Girls. It is. It's going for Cartoon Network again. But Powerpuff Girls, my favorite part was when the Powerpuff Boys came out, and I was like, "Yo, like, I don't have to be a Powerpuff Girl no more, you know. I can be a Powerpuff Boy. What's good?
Hey.
I am a godlike right now, bro." And it was also funny that they would just literally walk into Mojo Jojo's crib,
Yeah.
beat his ass, take a sandwich, and leave. You know, they didn't
Yeah.
actually take a sandwich, but you get the
Yeah.
metaphor.
Yeah.
They were just like, "Hey, this is my house." And he literally, I think there was an episode where they kept coming back and back, and they just kept beating him up, bro.
I
And at the
remember.
very end, they found out that it was not even him who was doing what he was doing, what was happening. And then they were just like, "Oh, we're sorry," and they just left. And they just left them there.
Damn.
Like, what? These little girls are badasses. No one said nothing because they knew they was gonna get their ass beat too.
They just came and beat the monkey and then left. That's crazy. All right, Powerpuff Girls.
Okay, next one. Courage the Cowardly Dog
Ooh.
versus Invader Zim.
Ooh.
Oof, this one's hard.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
Invader Zim. That one always made me laugh because
Yeah.
Gurr's hella funny. Especially with that, like,
I
new
love
one.
Gur.
Yeah. And then, what was it? Courage the Cowardly Dog. That one always kind of freaked me out as a kid. I always remember that. Like, that show would freak me out sometimes. So, I'm going to give it to Invader Zim. Courage the Cowardly Dog was a good show, but, like, I don't know. I don't really, like, that show always just weirded me out. Not even weirded me out, just creeped me out or scared me because I was a little ass kid. And Invader Zim, bro, that guy was doing some crazy shit with his little Gur robot, doing some dumbass shit with him. So, yeah.
Well, not my 2 cents. So, Invader Zim was really, really good. And I loved it even as a child.
Mm-hmm.
But it just wasn't on due, to the fact that the network didn't really want to pick it up and whatnot. But it didn't last as long as Courage the Cowardly Dog. So for me, even though it was like that spooky, weird vibe, I loved that, bro. When Courage the Cowardly Dog first came out, and I was like, "Yo, what is this?"
Mm-hmm.
I was just in love, mesmerized by like these scary, creepy things that's all happening. And I was not scared.
Yeah.
Like I literally watched the show and I would go to bed.
Huh.
Like I loved it.
Okay.
And as much as Invader Zim is really good, Nickelodeon fucked up by not continuing the contract of that show.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's gonna be Courage.
Ooh.
Another one for Cartoon Network.
Nice. Next one.
Let's go. Oof, I don't know if I know this one. Space Ghost versus Rocco's Modern Life. Let me look up Space Ghost real quick. I know what Rocco's Modern Life is, and that show is really good too.
Yeah, I don't think I remember Space Ghost either. Like, was Space Ghost must have been on Cartoon Network because Rocco's Modern Life wasn't.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. I never saw this show. This is Space Ghost.
Oh, yeah. Never seen that.
If you have seen Space Ghost and you think it's better than What is it going against?
Rocco's Modern Life.
Rockers. Rocco. I said rockers. Rocco's Modern Life. Let me know. Let us know, because I'm interested. I remember seeing this show on TV, Space Ghost, and I was like, I don't really care for that.
Yeah.
It almost seemed like it was supposed to be on Adult Swim. Maybe
Yeah.
it was,
I think it was. That's kind of what I was thinking, but I don't know. Could be wrong.
because yeah, Adult Swim was pretty cool too. But I don't remember watching this show. So for me,
I mean, easily goes to Rocco.
Rocker, Rocco's.
That was a pretty.
Why does that word seem hard
easy
right now?
one.
Rocco's, easy one. That show was amazing. They also came out with like a updated episode for it. Did you see that? Where he woke up in like 2019, I think.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends versus Chalk Zone.
Ooh, damn. Those are good ones to compare to each other. I mean, I feel like Chalk Zone because it was like a whole world of its own, and also just because you could create anything, and like with Foster's Imaginary Friends, you can create anything, but that thing would be alive, you know.
Yeah.
And like, so if you made a car, that car would be alive, wouldn't it?
I mean,
If
I
you
think it
imagine
was more of a, if you imagined kind of like an imaginary friend. So if you imagine a car, I don't think you would then have a car in front of you.
Yeah.
It was more like you were looking for friends.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like with Foster's Home Imaginary Friends, you'd be making a friend pretty much.
Yeah.
Like of whatever your choice is. And I mean, think about it's in the show, bro. Foster's. People were getting tired of their imaginary friends.
And just
And
kicking them to the
they're like,
curb.
I could just donate my imaginary friend, give them away. Like, yeah, I'm like 15 years old. I don't need you anymore, type of thing, you know?
Do you think that if you were to have an imaginary friend that you would get bored of it?
I mean, I would hope not because I created that thing.
Yeah. True.
I mean, knowing if I had an imaginary friend and I grew up the way I am right now, I feel like I would still be friends with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, who's it gonna come down to?
Chalk Zone, because I still want to
Chalk
create
Zone.
something.
There you go. I like Chalk Zone, and it was a really good show.
Rudy has a chalk.
Rudy has the chalk, and that show was cool because it like the whole him fighting inside the chalk world was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
But something about Foster's Home, which is, as a kid, I feel like I was connecting to it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because as a kid, I've always wanted to have an imaginary friend, but I was just the kid that never had one. Like when people be like, "Yeah, that's him right there," and I'm like, "Okay, there's no one there." But if you do see someone, how come I can't do that?
Yeah.
So the fact that this show kind of did that, I was like, you know what? That's pretty good. That's pretty cool. So mine's gonna be Foster's Home.
Look, I was just thinking about this right now while you're saying that, but I was like, just think about it. In Chalk Zone, as long as you find a chalkboard, you can go to the world.
Yeah.
Or anywhere to write it on, you know?
That's pretty awesome.
Were you going to say Foster's? All right.
Foster's. I'm going. Cartoon Network took a lead, guys. I don't know what the point is. You keep track of both of ours.
I've been writing mine down.
Fudge.
Yeah, I was like, let me write mine down.
I'll know. I'll know by the time we're done. Next. Okay. This kind of a weird matchup. Adventure Time versus Hey Arnold.
Adventure Time. Adventure Time for me.
Adventure Time.
Yeah, there's like these are like the newest. These are like more of the newer ones now.
So I used to watch Hey Arnold, but it was never like a DA. Like, let me sit down and really watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Adventure Time I did, so Adventure Time for me as well.
Yeah, I mean, I finished it and everything like that, and like the Adventure Time and Hey Arnold are on two different times and eras where they were coming out. Because with the Adventure Time, there was stuff going on in that show where you had to really think about it, and they were like, you had to watch the show to figure out what was going on with Finn, like what's up with the humans and what's up with Finn type of thing. So it was like really made you get involved into the show, and Hey Arnold was just something for like as a kid to watch and kind of like, you know, because there was some school stuff going on and some like, you know, other stuff going on where like kids could probably relate to it and stuff like that. So that's kind of like why the show was going on at least at that time. So it has like two different, those two shows just have two different ways that like, you know, you would watch, two different reasons why you would watch them.
Okay, okay. Next one, next one. Regular show versus Angry Beavers.
I'm gonna say regular show. I don't know. I always like that they always had like some kind of episode, some kind of part where they just would have like I don't know, just something crazy going on, like either some kind of song going on or something, or I don't know. They even had like Tyler the Creator go on there for an episode,
I
and
remember.
they always just had something crazy, and it was just two guys working at a park. I don't know. I just found that one more funny.
I really liked Angry Beavers when I was younger and it was out. But I'm gonna say regular show just because I just enjoyed it more. Just the whole storyline, like you were saying. And Angry Beaver was just something to watch and laugh and just have a quick 30-minute laugh. Eat some cereal while you're at it. Next one.
All right.
The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy
Ooh.
versus All Grown Up. So that's the Rugrats, All Grown Up.
It's gonna be easily for the Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Same, because All Grown Up was good when it was out and I watched it. And then I think they came out with like another season or something. And then that kind of killed it. But definitely Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, because that show was just too entertaining not to watch it. And the freaking what was it? The skeleton was a freaking Jamaican.
Yeah, like the Jamaican accent.
Yeah.
The Grim Reaper. Grim.
Yeah, Grim.
Yeah.
Grim Reaper.
He was saying the name and couldn't remember Grim's name.
Yeah.
The Grim Adventures.
It's this sweet booty juice kush, y'all.
Yeah, because honestly, like the all grown up was just like, oh, cool. Now it's just something you wanted to see, like the kids grown up and they're teenagers, you know?
And now they're teenagers. Next one. I haven't seen any of these or both of these.
They should make another one called All Grown Up, and then they're fucking old.
And now they're adults and they got their own babies and shit. And now the babies. Think about it. And then the show has like side story where the babies go on adventures.
Ooh.
My dad said that they used to do this. All right,
You
the
got
next
the
one.
handy screwdriver.
My dad gave me his old handy screwdriver, so it's an heirloom now. Steven Universe versus Wild Thornberrys.
I never watched Steven Universe, but I hear it's a good show, so I kind of want to watch it.
Steven Universe. Ooh, okay, yeah, I know. I haven't watched this, but I've seen it. And then the other one's what? Wild Thornberrys.
Yeah.
I'm looking these up because.
But also at the same time, like Wild Thornberrys.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't remember that. That's the name of this fucking show. Damn.
At the same time with Wild Thornberrys, like I didn't really watch it at the same time.
Yeah, I have not seen. Well, I mean, Wild Thornberrys. I saw it on TV, but I would always skip it because I found it boring. And then I haven't seen Steven Universe, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to the Wild Thornberrys.
You got this one.
Go ahead, Nickelodeon. Go ahead.
Do your thing.
Next one. Ben 10 versus Legend of Korra.
Ooh. I didn't watch Legend of Korra till like years later that it came out, and I watched the whole thing. But I'm gonna say Legend of Korra. Again, it's just the whole Avatar thing that's going on in there, and then this is just the next Avatar after that, and it's cool how they made the show in that one.
I still haven't seen Legend of Korra, and I know I'm sloughing.
Yep.
But Ben 10, and I'm assuming this is like the first Ben 10, not like when he gets older, because those are named Ben 10 and then something else. So if this is the first Ben 10, then I'm gonna just give it to Cartoon Network because that show was pretty good when it first came out. Once he got older and they started doing all this extra shit, I was like, nah, cool.
And you can switch to an alien with your watch.
Okay.
Yeah, bro, you're sloughing. You should watch the
Legend of Korra.
Legend of Korra.
I
That's
already
good.
know I'm sloughing because everybody talks about it.
Yep.
Johnny Bravo versus
Okay.
Rocket Power.
Damn. Two different things going on there again. I mean, Rocket Power, I thought it was always cool. I like that show. They were always doing tricks and surfing. They were doing everything. You know, they were on scooters, they were on bikes, they were on the surfboards and everything. They were doing everything. So
You think they were blazing it?
Yeah, that ass. Like, they grew up. Tito for sure, bro. Yeah. But also, what was the other one?
Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo. This man was out here, like, you know, picking up girls, and even when he got let down, he was still come back up, bro. He was still trying the next one, you know? He didn't care.
That's the secret.
He was just so narcissistic that, like, no girls wanted him because he was just too cocky. You know?
Yeah.
Can't be too confident.
Can't be too
But
confident.
I'm going to say Johnny Bravo.
When I say same, I saw Johnny Bravo a lot more than I did Rocket Power.
Yeah, and Johnny Bravo got that nice-ass Christmas movie he made.
Okie dokie. Next one is Amazing World of Gumball versus Doug.
I'm going to say Amazing World of Gumball. Because that show, I just found it more funny for what was going on. Like, everything that they were doing on that show. And what was the other one? Doug? Doug is also just like another one where just like, it was a boy writing in his diary where he was just saying, you know, Patty May made me bust tonight, you know, type of shit.
What?
What I want to hear about some guy talking about him busting, you know?
Busting. Y'all heard it here first, guys.
Yeah.
Busting.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it to Gumball.
This one's kind of hard for me, but not like for the reason that you might think. It's hard because Doug, when I was younger, I watched it, but I didn't really like it. And as I got older, I wanted to watch it more, and I was like, you know what, this show's actually not too bad. The Amazing World of Gumball, I'd watch episodes here and there, but I never actually sat down and watched the show.
And not to mention, bro, Doug had a friend named Skeeter.
Yes, he did.
You know what they were doing?
They was fucking.
They was fucking.
I'm dead. Okay. Fuck. I still haven't voted. I'm just gonna go with Doug.
Okay.
Just Nickelodeon Doug. I'm just gonna give it to you. Go ahead, kill that. Next one is Chowder versus As Told by Ginger.
Chowder.
What is As Told by Ginger?
It was the same thing like Doug, but with a girl.
Yeah. Why does this kind of look like part of the Thornberrys?
Well, Thornberrys. I feel like maybe the guy who drew it or created the show also was on the same thing.
He might be the sibling of someone on the other show.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Like, I would have never. This is the first time anybody's even pointed that out to me. That like, why the drawings look, the animations look so like. Yeah, I'm gonna say Chowder. Chowder was, I mean, he was an apprentice trying to learn how to cook, and this guy could not cook. But you know.
But he was trying. That's what matters, kids.
And just everything that was going on in the show, and they even broke the third wall and everything.
Ooh wee. You know what, bro? Rada Rada.
Rada Rada.
Total Drama Island versus Life as a Teenage Robot. Oof, this one's kind of hard for two different reasons.
I didn't really watch Total Drama Island. I watch it sometimes. But My Life as a Teenage Robot is definitely a show that I remember growing up on as a kid. So, and then it was just cool because it was like the robot, and even though it was a girl, she was still dope, and she was still kicking butt, you know? So, I mean, definitely, I'm going to have to go with My Life.
My Life as a Teenage Robot. Okay. So, two reasons. One, My Life as a Teenage Robot. Here comes Nickelodeon once again, fucking up and not continuing the contract of this show.
Mm-hmm.
It only got 2 seasons, and after that, they just was like, nah.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time that like they were going to like actually start talking about bringing it back, that's when it really popped off. But then at the end of it, the network kind of was just like, it's whatever. We like there was maybe like a spike, and then everyone was like, oh, like I told you, see. But then the network was like, nah, it kind of failed today.
Yeah.
And then so they kind of just killed that contract, and then
Okay.
like a year later, boom, like the show blew up.
Yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So I loved it when it was out, and I watched. I'm pretty sure I've seen the entire both seasons because after I found that out, I was like, I need to look it up.
Yeah.
But there's this one scene on that show as to why I feel like it's hard for me to pick one or the other because
All right.
I Am a Robot.
Uh-huh.
That little song and episode.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
I first saw it, I was so annoyed by it. I was like, this is so dumb. But
She's
the more
a robot.
yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So when I saw this more and more, it grew on me, and then now that's the one scene that I'm always like, if it plays or if I see it anywhere, I have to watch it because it's just I am a robot, but like
Yeah.
that was the shit.
Yep.
Now Total Drama Island, I actually watched the show, and I'm assuming this is the first one, the first season,
Uh-huh.
because the other Total Drama Islands have Total Drama Island. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
So if this is the first one, I saw that when it came out, and that was really good. So my point is gonna go to Total Drama Island.
Okay.
That show is just basically like Survivor,
Uh-huh.
animated Survivor.
That's what I was just thinking. But
So like when you were watching, like you'd get side clips of like characters
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, like I'm definitely playing the game like this," or like,
yeah.
"Oh, like Jeremy's definitely into me."
Yeah.
It's just like these characters are just so like
yeah.
naive and like they,
Yeah.
you know.
It was for the kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next one. We're down to 2.
Okay.
Camp Lazlo
Ooh.
versus Real Monsters. This is kind of a hard one for me too.
I mean, I'm gonna say Camp Lazlo because I used to watch the Real Monsters, but I feel like I watched Camp Lazlo more, and the Jelly Bean cabin is just I wish I could have joined that cabin. It looked like they were lit. It looked like they were some close ass friends, Raj, and who was the other guy that they had in there? That was like the guy who couldn't really talk.
I forgot.
He had like another friend in there that barely talked and looked dumb. But Laszlo's friend, yeah, that guy. I mean, I was like, I could have been in there. I would have been a jelly bean, bro. I would have been a jelly bean.
Swear.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna give it to Camp Lazlo.
Yep.
Oof. Okay. So I love Camp Lazlo. I remember when it came out, watched it, finished it when it came out, and it's just a really good show, guys. If you have not seen that, just go check it out. Watch it with your kids. But Real Monsters was just so different when it came out.
Mhm.
Like it was almost like Courage the Cowardly Dog, but in that time of when it first came out like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
I also have the full collection of the series on DVD.
Uh-huh.
So mine's gonna go to Real Monsters.
Nice.
Last but not least.
Last one.
This kind of an interesting one. I feel like for me it's gonna be a little bit hard,
Uh-huh.
but my heart is kind of weighing on the other side. Kids Next Door versus SpongeBob SquarePants.
Kids Next Door versus SpongeBob SquarePants.
Such an interesting battle there.
Yeah. Damn. I mean, growing up as a kid, I always wanted to be in the Kids Next Door. So I mean,
Same.
that if that was real, that could have been something I could have really been in, but I could have never been in the Bikini Bottom, you know.
Yeah. Because
But
then what? You drown.
the show was funny. The show was funny. SpongeBob is funny. Patrick is funny. You know, it's definitely a good childhood show. It's like the Mickey Mouse of like, you know, Nickelodeon pretty much.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
So, you know, definitely the anchor of the team. But also Kids Next Door at the time that show was going on, there was a whole bunch of other cartoons at that time that were still doing good. So, I mean, but the whole thing is like your Kids Next Door and all the gadgets that they had were crazy, you know?
Yeah.
They had some crazy
And there were some kids like us.
yeah. I'm gonna give it to Codename Kids Next Door.
Yes, sir.
That's just my pick.
I feel like that's what, for me, it's going to be the same. I'm just going to say it right off. Because his Kids Next Door, like you said, that's what I wanted to be in. Like, that was the clubhouse I was trying to make.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, if I make a clubhouse, if I make a treehouse, it's going to be like that. You know, we're going to be some Kids Next Doors, bro. We're going to have the gadgets and everything.
Yeah.
But I was having, well, it was interesting just because SpongeBob, it's just a different show. Like, the whole point of SpongeBob and Kids Next Door are two different things.
Yep.
But I remember watching SpongeBob all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that show was, I mean, later on, I feel like the seasons kind of got weird.
Yep.
And I was just kind of like, I don't know. That's kind of, I don't know. But when it first was aired now, you know?
Uh-huh.
The first 3 seasons, let's say. 3 seasons. Those ones were banging.
Yep.
I would sit down and just be like, bro, this is it. This is funny.
Yeah.
But it still is going to go to Kids Next Door.
Yep.
That was just the one.
If it wasn't SpongeBob versus like Kids Next Door, I'm pretty sure SpongeBob could have won. Just because if it was like versus something else, maybe I would have picked SpongeBob.
SpongeBob?
Yeah.
You're a big SpongeBob fan.
I just like the show.
He quotes the show.
I like it.
Okay, well, now we have to count. Count.
All right,
Kenny,
guys.
count.
We're going to take pause and then come back and just come back with our score. All right. Cool.
So, we got the results. Go ahead and
We're back.
say
Even though
yours.
we never left.
What time is it?
Mine, I got, so 9 of them were for Nick. I was out of 20 guys. So 9 of them were for Nick. And then 11 of mine were for Cartoon Network. So for me, Cartoon Network won, which I'm not surprised.
Oof. You're not surprised.
Yeah.
I got 13 versus 7 Cartoon Network.
Ooh.
So why were you not surprised?
What I'm thinking of right now is that I feel like I was watching way more cartoons on Cartoon Network than I was watching on Nickelodeon. Because
Okay.
even then, like Cartoon Network has always just been releasing cartoons, especially because it says Cartoon Network. You know, and Nickelodeon, they were releasing cartoons, but also a lot of the shows that did good too were like the ones with like real people in there.
Yeah.
So that I can remember, it's like I was watching more of those kinds of shows on Nickelodeon than I was watching cartoons on Nickelodeon.
I see what you mean.
So that's definitely probably why. And Cartoon Network just has really good cartoons, even ones that we didn't bring up. Like Scooby-Doo was on there. The movies were always on there. They were always releasing some good stuff. Like there's a whole bunch of other cartoons that came out that have been classics on there.
Okay. You know what? Couldn't have said anything better than myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, guys, how about you guys go try it out, or maybe you did it with us, you know? Let's see what results you guys got. Try out the game. I thought it was pretty fun. We could do some more later. We would do other different ones, you know?
if you have not seen 50% or more of these shows, get to watch them.
Or you just probably weren't alive back then.
Well, now you is, so get to watching. Come back, watch this episode all over again. Listen to this episode all over again. And then fill it out and tell us what you got.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, you know, I think that's the end of it for this one.
We'll see you next time on the Midnight Sesh podcast.
I'm Slaydro.
Boo, boo.
And this guy right next to me is
Do you say bologna or bologna?
Ligna.